They are threatening to arrest us in the blue states. We have been watching very closely the unhinged and authoritarian statements from Donald Trump's nominated border czar or deportation czar. His name is Tom Homan. He appeared yesterday on Fox News. You've got to hand it to him. Yes, he's an authoritarian extremist. Yes, much of what he wants is implicitly, if not explicitly, xenophobic. Yes, he doesn't care about the Constitution or the rule of law. But if there's any praise we can make of Tom Homan, it's that he's not hiding what he plans to do. Here is Homan threatening people in blue states like me. Hold on, where is it?
I did everything right and they indicted me.
Me threatening everyone, including me in the blue states, with prosecution if we participate in hiding migrants from ICE, which, by the way, if you simply don't help them, they're going to call it actively trying to hide people. Take a listen.
Real quickly, what happens to a mayor or a local police department chief that is under Democratic leadership that obstructs ICE in your federal agents that are helping get these deportations? What happens to them?
Right.
Well, first of all, if they don't help us get the hell out of the way, we're going to do it. If I got to send twice the amount of resources to that city, that's what we're going to do. If they would give us access to the jail, that would mean less agents in the community. For them pushing back and not letting us in the jail, it just means more agents are going to be in the community, so they're hurting themselves. Finally, I'll say this. They need to educate themselves. They need to review this. Title 8, United States Code 1324, III. Read about that and don't cross that line because it is a felony to harbor and conceal an illegal alien from ICE. Read the statute, don't cross that line.
So let's be very clear about what this means and what he's talking about. If you volunteer at a church or at a school, if you as a family provide someone housing, maybe this would apply to you specifically or people you know. Any of those activities are considered counter to what Homan wants to do, mass deportations of those who have been involved in specific crimes or not. They're even talking about revoking temporary protected status. They're even talking about denaturalization for individuals. We talked about it on the award-winning bonus show. If you in any way are involved in that, I just volunteer at the church, that's it. He is saying that you will be targeted, and he believes that they have the legal basis on which to go after you. And he is making it really clear that they are going to go in with force to blue states and blue cities, essentially doing exactly what I warned earlier this week and last week that they seem to be aiming to do. We had Stephen Miller's roadmap for this from February. And of course, maybe they plan to do that, maybe they don't. But Tom Homan is making it clear, and here he is on Newsmax saying much the same thing. He's making it clear that the Stephen Miller program is exactly what they plan to follow.
I'll tell you this, they don't have to help us, but they need to get the hell out of the way because we're coming, we're going to do it. Which means if I got to send twice as many resources to that sanctuary city, twice as many agents, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I've been saying for the last several days that they need to study the law. They cannot help, but don't impede us and don't cross certain lines. There's a statute under Title 8 United States Code 1324 that talks about harboring.
All right, so he mentions the exact same thing here, and then one more clip from Newsmax, Tom Homan making it abundantly clear, deporting non-criminal migrants is something he is absolutely considering.
If you're in the country illegally, you're not off the table. I mean, we were looking for fugitives. There's over 1 million illegal aliens in this country who got due process at great taxpayer expense, were ordered removed by a judge and failed to leave. So they're also a priority. But yeah, I mean, we'll be moving on to those who may not be a criminal, may not be a fugitive, but they enter this country illegally, which is a crime, and they're here illegally, and they are not off the table. I want to be clear on that.
Now, of course, you know, and I know, and economists know that if they really did this, this isn't a justification for crossing the border illegally. It's simply reality. If they really did this, the economy of the United States would grind to a halt. I'm not even saying it's fair that so much of our economic activity is on the figurative and sometimes literal backs of undocumented immigrants who have committed no crime other than being in the United States illegally. It's actually a bad thing that that's the case. It makes us economically fragile. It's a precarious economic situation, but it is the reality. And if Tom Homan gets his way, it means a disastrous economic situation. If you care about the humanitarian aspect, great, I do too. But if you're one of these right-wingers who doesn't care about the humanitarian aspect, if they care about the economy, they should also be very, very worried about Tom Homan's plan. I hope that you're following me on Blue Sky at davidpakman.com/Blue Sky. We gave away a bunch of early copies of my forthcoming book there. We'll take a break, and we're going to talk a little bit later in the show about the Twitter exodus that is taking place. The best gifts should really feel like they were picked out just for you, which is why I love Aura digital picture frames during the holidays, because you can give it to mom or grandpa. You can give them the same gift, but personalize it with their favorite pictures. I've given these to so many family members now. Sometimes I'll preload it with pictures of my daughter, or sometimes I'll preload it with different things, depends who I'm giving it to. It is a really great gift. Instead of, cufflinks, okay, fine. Socks. This is really great. The New York Times called Aura the best digital photo frame. Very easy to set up and connect. You add the photos, you add the videos, connects to your photo library on your phone. You upload the ones you want. And if you're giving it as a gift, you can personalize the frame with preloaded photos so it's ready when they hook it up. For a limited time, when you go to auraframes.com, my audience will get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code PAKMAN at checkout. The link is in the description.